So we are now
Yeah,
live.
yan.
Magandang umaga
We are
mo.
now live on Kumu!
Woohoo! Welcome to
Okay.
Money Lessons with FQ Mom.
And Sons! Yeah!
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Ano ba ibig sabihin na FQ? FQ stands for Financial Intelligence Quotient. Your ability to make sound decisions and actions in managing your personal finances. Hindi sapat na alam mo kung anong dapat gagawin, dapat ginagawa mo rin. So in other words, it is the IQ and EQ of handling money. And with me on episode 3 is son number 3. Take it away, Anton.
Okay, hello to everybody watching us. Kung nasa Facebook man kayo, kung nasa Kumu, maraming salamat. Thank you for spending your Thursday mornings with us. My name is Anton. Ako po ang son number 3. I'd like to call myself. Kahit ako yung pinakabata, ako yung pinakagwapo. That's up for debate. That's up for debate. Dapat mag-survey tayo one day with all the viewers, all the people watching us on Facebook and Kumu. Sino ba? Sino ba sa kanila yun? Kasi syempre, each of us, we're gonna vote ourselves kung sino ba pinakagwapo. Kasi yung kung pinakamatalino, pinakamataas sa grades, na-measure yan eh. Pero yung kagwapuhan kasi, I feel like that's something that's more subjective. But anyway, my name is Anton. Ako nga sam number 3. I was a VJ at Mix and I'm an events host and a podcaster. So I do love doing this. Ito yung, I love talking. I talk for a living. That's what I do nga dito sa podcast ko. And now here for the first time, joining Mama on her show. So thank you very much, Ma, for having me. Even
This
if
is not
we
just
are
my show. This is
our show.
our show. Yep.
That's right. So thank you anyway. Thank you again nga for the opportunity. Kahit nga we're doing this virtually, at least we still get to do this and still teach all those people and share with all our viewers yung mga experiences natin, mga kwento natin, and also speaking of viewers nga, wanna thank the people. There have been people sending halo-halo, si AP Gonzalez, Ange, Cassandra
Keb.
saying hello, and Keb.
Hello.
Okay, right. Right now, we are at 380 viewers, 382 viewers on Kumu. Our goal, Ma, is to make that reach. How much? How many?
Kaya ba natin na 3,000? Aba,
Kaya. Let's see.
sabihan nyo na yung mga kaibigan nyo kasi every 1,000 mark, sumasayaw kami. Meron lang akong isang tidbit na sasabihin pa about Anton. Yung aming panganay, si son number 1, Martin, kamukha siya ni Papa, di ba? Ni Marvin. Tapos, si son number 2, last week, Enrique, the birthday boy, kamukha ko. And then, son number 3, combination.
Halo.
If you remember, Anton, when you were a baby, our pedia, yung very beautiful pedia natin, si Dr. Edna Lido sa St. Luke's, sabi niya nun, cute na cute siya sa'yo eh. But actually, you were naman talaga our cutest baby, di ba? Hands down naman yung brothers mo.
Nice.
Sabi niya, uy, napor-perfect din pala ang baby making. Wow!
I can only, buti na lang hindi tayo nagka-4th baby. Kasi baka matago pa ako dun. And,
ganun
syempre,
ba?
favorite ko. Love ko maging bunso. Sabi ni Keb, learn personal and behavioral finance with FQ Mom. That's right, Keb.
Yes.
Kebs na Kebs.
Alma Pacho, thank you for your halo-halo. At saka
Pero Ma, what's
Jenny.
in before we talk more about ito mga FQ, mga financial lessons and tips for all the viewers. Something that was Rance Paul is here. Hi, Kuya VJ Anton. Hello, Rance. He's, mixed viewer yan. From our Mix It Up days pa.
Tawagin mo lahat yung mga marami yung mixed viewers ha, Rancy, para makasayaw si VJ Anton.
Yes.
Lorana,
Salamat. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes. I really appreciate it nga na yung mga viewers, they would follow us mga ibang VJ even in mga endeavors namin, mga shows outside of Mix. So, yung mga example, vlog ni Sam, they still follow, share, and support. And now, even here on Kumu. But I was gonna say, Ma, very interesting na baka di pa alam ng viewers na since we're talking about FQ Mom and Sons, baka nice to give some family background na
Go.
initially, yung plano, hindi lahat sons, di ba?
Oh,
FQ
yeah.
mom and sons. And kasi normally, you would think, di ba, kung may tatlong anak, di ba normally gusto may son, tsaka may daughter. So, hindi
Yeah.
nagagaman yata. Di pa alam ng mga viewers natin, which is up already to 437 on Kumu, na gusto nila na daughter sana, yung kasi nagkason number 1, nagkason number
Mm-mm.
2, number
Yung
3, daughter
third.
naman sana. Do you remember ma? Ano yung
Super.
experience nun?
So, syempre, confident na kami. That's why when we built this house, before you came, di ba? There was, roommate si Sans number 1 and 2. And then there was another room. Peach ang kulay. Kasi talagang
Mm.
feeling girl na yung susunod. As a matter of fact, when I was pregnant with you, nung araw kasi, hindi pa SOP, hindi pa required yung i-ultrasound. Or baka
Para
required na, pero
malaman yung
I think
malaman
baka
yung
kahit
gender.
required, I didn't know. I didn't like yata to know the gender. So,
Wow.
that was before Christmas. That was the Christmas I was most ready. Christmas of 1996. Sobrang September pa lang tapos na ako sa lahat ng shopping, decoration, etc. Kasi ready ako. Sinabi ba naman po kasi sa akin, manganganak daw ako ng December 24. Ayoko nga. Sabi ko, I don't want to spend Christmas Eve
Yeah.
sa hospital, di ba? So, kinakausap ko talaga yung baby ko. Sabi ko, come out on December 8, Feast of the Immaculate Conception. Pag nag-aral ka sa Catholic school, walang pasok yan every birthday mo.
Yeah nga eh.
Tapos, gumawa na ako ng card. Yung, alam mo yung gift card sa Christmas. Dear Blanc,
Sayang.
Merry...
Di ba natapon niyo ma? I would want to keep
dati
that sana. That
na,
would be good memorabilia of a big what if. Of my biggest what if in life.
So, nakalagay doon, Dear Blanc, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love, Marvin and Rose, Marty, Enrique, and Katrina.
That would have been my name. Grabe.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Pero syempre, you came out. Sabi ko nga si Anton kasi I would always tease him, matigas ang ulo. Imbis na sundin niya ako na December 8, inagahan niya. So, you came out on?
December 7. Pero gusto ko nga yung December 7 kasi
Yeah, better.
since December 8 yung holiday, nakakapasok pa ako. I go to school December 7 so that everybody can greet me happy birthday. And then walang
That's
pasok the
right.
next day. Yun yung gusto ko.
Hi, Nancy Jane. Sabi niya, hi sa mother and son. Thank you very much for the inspirations. You are most welcome. Si Haruyan and Pia Valderrama and Tina Sanchez. Red Doble. Thank you for the halo-halo. Okay, ano ba? Ready ka na ba, Anton, to discuss our lesson
Actually,
for
sa
the
tingin ko, naka 490 viewers tayo eh. Let's wait till 500. Tas,
No, sige. Galing mo
tawag doon, introduce natin ang ating, what are we really going to talk about? Ano nga
the
eh,
lesson?
the thing nga na I think magaling talaga sa mga money lessons that even if, so ako na, I'm 24 years old, and we've been talking about money for a long, long time, di ba? You've been talking about it since we were born. And yun, sabi nga ni Kev, thank you for reminding us. 500 viewers na tayo. Okay,
Yay!
right after I explain
Okay,
this.
500
500 viewers! Kahit na paulit-ulit, di ba? You would think na parang, di ba nagsasawa kayo or di ba nagiging guma yung mga lessons na yan? Even if we talk about the same lessons, we talk about the same principles, di ba? It's still applicable. Whether you're a student, nung grade school pa ako, nung graduate ako, ay, okay. Yung cover photo daw natin, ma.
Mali pa rin. Oy, nag-mute ka, Anton. Na-mute ka.
Yeah.
Ano nangyari?
So, yung sasabihin ko is, it's still applicable. Kahit na we're graduated na, kahit na nasa pandemic na tayo, it's still the same lessons. It still can be applied. I think we have to fix something wrong with our live here on Kumu. Tama
Bakit?
ba?
I think kung tungkol lang naman dun sa picture, okay na yon. Basta, alam nyo si Anton yan.
Oo.
Okay
Hindi
na
na kami
siguro
masyadong magkamukha
yan.
eh. Hindi na kami masyadong magkamukha. Oh, and since we are at 520 viewers na, ma, maybe you want to
Okay,
Explain
so
and introduce
let
our
us
lesson for today.
let's introduce the lesson. Siyempre, knowledge channel ito, di ba? Napaka-importante pong knowledge ito. Hello, sabi
Mm.
ni Angie Prado. Tama, itong ating lesson for today is the first of 3 basic laws of money. So, for the first time nga, gagamit tayo ng visual aids. Let's show it. Direct
Yes.
Sharon. Oh, sino ba may alam? Teka, hold natin, hold. Baka merong
Okay,
may
hold
alam.
on,
I'm
hold
sure
on.
merong may alam. Merong may alam. What is the first basic
Basic
law
law
of
of
money?
Okay,
Sino,
let
sino,
us know,
sino,
let us
sino?
know.
Sino?
Ano yan eh,
Pakitype
so
nyo
the,
lang.
mm
Pakitype nyo
Sa
lang.
mga
Sino ba yan? I'm sure si Keb.
532
Si
viewers.
Keb, alam niya yan. Sana alam din nila Alma.
Oh, we have a
Tsaka ni
guess
Ash.
from, this is from Asha DC. Never spend your own. Is that the first law of money? Come on, guys. We
Sige,
need
isa
to see your
pa. Game
answers.
pa. Game pa. What is the first basic law of money? Ano ang unang batas? Uy, sa Facebook may sumagot. Si Judith Lagarde. Ang sabi niya ay, pay yourself first. Woohoo!
Okay, pati si P underscore, yeah, pay
Gusto ko
yourself
pag sabi
first.
dyan, ya, gano'n.
Talaga?
Okay, pakita natin, Sharon. Para mas maging, alam mo kasi maganda kung meron tayong visual pictures sa ating
Yon.
mind, ano? So, tandaan niya, kaya ganyan po ang itsura niyan. Yung parang mga sinauna. That is derived from my book entitled The Retelling of the Richest Man in Babylon. So, Anton, pakisabi nga, ano ulit yung first
The
basic law of
first.
money?
The first basic law of money is to pay yourself first. This is very, I would say very, very simple, pero at the same time, very complex din. Because we have another, it's also kind of related din eh. May, sabi ni Asha, diba, never spend your own? Is that what it means? May, sabi ni Haru yan, investment. I would say na yung, if you really get to do and obey and observe this first basic law of money, lahat yan connected eh. Yung mga investment, spending ba?
Yes.
Or when are you gonna spend? Do you not spend? So what else ma? Ano ba tong basic law of money natin na pay yourself first? How do you
Okay.
do it?
How do you do it? Ito kasi, kaya natin, the reason why we state it this way, na pay yourself first. Dahil sa reality na when we talk about saving, we always associate it with depriving ourselves. Di ba parang, oh, kawawa naman ako, deserve ko naman to, may ay gastos-gastos muna, ganon. But this one now, it shifts the mindset. Pag tayo po ay nag-save, we are not depriving ourselves. We are actually prioritizing ourselves.
Tama.
Our future self. Ay, meron akong magandang kwento pala, Anton.
Ay,
Gusto
before
ko,
that ma,
go.
connected to, sabi ni Gina, di ako alam, Gina kasi spelling G-H-I-N-A. So,
Gina?
Gina,
Okay.
sabi ni Gina, wealth creation. It is connected very much to wealth creation. Sabi ni
Thank you
Haruyan,
for
pay
the
yourself first priority.
Carlito.
Oh,
from
thank you for the
Enrique.
Carlito clap. And all the halo-halos that we've been
And
receiving.
JC Cabarubias, halo-halo.
Yan.
Okay. So, may ay kwento to para
Yes,
maintindihan
please do.
natin kung bakit ganito dapat yung pagsaad ng unang batas ng kaperahan. Ganda nun, ano? So, I had this talk in a nice hotel. Tapos sabi ko, pay yourself first. Sabi ko, who is observing this first basic law? Tapos meron isang mama, sabi niya, ma'am. O, di syempre, tinawag ko siya
Bibo
sa
pa.
recitation. Bibong-bibo siya, nakakatuwa eh. Sabi niya, okay sir, paano niyo po ino-observe ang first basic law of money? Ito, sagot niya, ma'am, whenever I receive my salary, I go to my favorite restaurant in Max. Ay, sabi
Okay.
ko, sir, hindi po gano'n ang ibig sabihin nun. Ang ginawa nyo is exactly pay Max restaurant first.
Yes,
So,
pay someone else first.
So yun, hindi po gano'n ang ibig sabihin. Ang ibig po sabihin ng pay yourself first, magtabi tayo para sa sarili natin. Hindi natin, kasi ganyan nga kadalasan, di ba, inuuna natin muna yung mga ibang mga supplier, yung mga ibang babayarin. Well, unang-una
Tama.
si government, the tax.
Yeah.
You know,
Pero,
una-una.
I wanted to add lang kahit na it is one interpretation nga na pay yourself first means bibigyan muna ako ng something I want for myself. That is normal to have that first impression. It's normal kasi syempre, tao naman tayo, even if you and I have been talking about these money lessons, kahit na gagawin ko tong, di ba, naririnig, gagawin sa inyo ni Papa, it's normal to have this because that's what
Yes.
we want to do. We want to buy things for ourselves. So if you, kung nakaka-relate kayo sa example namin yung sa talk ni Mama na pumunta sa restaurant, that's okay. That's fine. There's no need to feel
Yeah.
embarrassed or
Oo.
guilty. That's why we're talking about this first basic of money so that maintindihan natin ng mas mabuti. We have some comments. Kev nga saying, yes, pay yourself first. Savings at emergency fund. Is there something you wanna add about that quickly lang, my emergency fund, before we go to tong may isang question from Haru yan eh. Maybe you wanna add something about emergency fund muna, ma.
Emergency fund. Oo, siguro that is also one whole topic for one episode. Pero ang ibig lang po sabihin ng emergency fund, ito po yung itinatabi natin na usually 3 to 6 months, even up to 1 year worth of your expenses para kung nagkaroon ng mga problema, kagaya nito, nagkaroon tayo ng COVID lockdown, meron po tayong huhugutin. Pero napakagandang topic yan for one whole episode.
Yes,
siguro.
yes.
So what was that question?
Sabi ni Haru yan, question po, how about pag may business? Then, do you need na mag-abono muna for business? Isang magandang topic din yan. For
at
episode.
malalim-lalim. Basta lang ang ibig pong sabihin ng pay yourself first is
Yes.
inuuna talaga natin yung alam mo ito yung mga matatandang salita, nagsusubi, nagtatabi for your future needs. Kasi ang nangyayari, kadalasan sa atin, whatever is present, we always give in to what the present self likes eh. Na nakakalimutan natin yung ating future self o yung ating older self.
That's
Yun
right.
ang ibig sabihin. Siguro you might want to share with them how that was being practiced from the time you were young. Kasi lalo na yung ating mga viewers dyan, yung mga estudyante, tsaka kasama yung mga nanay at tatay nila. Tell them about your experience.
So, yun nga, it was talked about from a long time ago, at a very, very early age, nung grade school pa kami, that's when we started getting allowance. Pero you can imagine, kasi diba kung bata pa lang, and then you have something as complex as this, diba? Marami tayong mga great questions din na asking about business, asking about emergency fund. Pero kung grade school ka pa lang, kung bata ka pa lang, and as a grade school kid, ano ba yung inisip ko, diba? I have to do my homework. I want to play with my friends. I want to watch cartoons, diba? Wala naman akong inisip about businesses, about emergency fund, what is my job going to be. Pero important na from that early age pa lang, malaman na yung mga lessons na to, malaman na yung mga values so that when the time comes and we get to talk about itong mga questions nga ni na Gina, diba, ni na Keb, we're ready na. So, it was done through our allowance. So, I think allowance, great way talaga to to start discussing and teaching your kids about money na hindi masyado intimidating. They can understand it. We were given an allowance every week, and then with the allowance,
Alala mo
you can...
magkano?
I think we started at hindi ko alam kung ito yung first pero 100 pesos a week yung naaalala ko. 100 pesos a week. Pero syempre may baon din naman kami. So it's not like wala kaming dagang pagkain going to school. Meron naman for recess and for lunch. And what we did is we received that every week. And instead of the normal, we have a picture nga here, Direct Sharon. Can you show the tickler?
Yes. At habang pinapakita
So, may
niya, gusto
visual
kong pasalamatan
representation.
yung mga nagbibigay ng halo-halo. Sina Nene, 39,
Yes.
sina Ruru, JC Cabarubias, Aada, and marami pang iba. Okay,
Yes,
ano
and
yan?
keep sending those. Okay, so here, this is a scan of my actual notebook where I wrote my savings, my expenses. So kita nyo dyan, sinasabi ko nga to na even if this was more than like 15 years ago, ganyan pa rin ang aking handwriting. So at least hindi lang yung handwriting yung nag-stick sa akin kasi pati yung lessons naman. So I still do,
Oh,
even if not this way, I mean, I use nagko-computer na ako to write my expenses and manage my finances. Ganyan pa rin yung value. So nakita nyo dyan, you have the balance and then nauuna na yung savings. Kasi normally, what would happen is, I'd receive 100 pesos for the week. Okay, I'm gonna buy french fries. Next day, I'm gonna buy candy. I'm gonna buy chips, mga ganon. And then yung natitira, yun na lang yung magiging savings ko. So,
yeah.
we can move on to the next slide. Please, Direct Sharon.
Yeah,
Ito yung
salamat sa
normal.
Carlito Clap, Haruyan.
Yes.
Halo-halo,
Ang
Adam.
dami natin mga advanced mag-isip na viewers. There are people talking about the second law of money already, the third law of money. Magaling. I think there are people who know and read your work. But can we show the next slide about ano ba tong style natin with savings and
Kasi ganito yan,
expenses?
ang background mo dyan, pagka we just keep on saving whatever is left, parang tira-tira lang po ang magiging savings natin.
This is
So,
normally what we do, 'di ba?
yeah, parang, sige, magse-save na ako pag may natira. Pero can you just imagine, kung puro tira-tira lang po ang savings natin, anong magiging itsura nung ating retirement years? We will be
Tira-tira.
living on tira-tira. So, ano dapat, Anton?
Let's switch it. So instead of income minus expenses equals savings, gawin natin income minus savings equals
Magic!
expenses. That is a ito yung mga life hack talaga, guys. Such a very simple adjustment on how we do it. Oh, tama nga, sabi ni Haruyan. Advanced talaga to si Haruyan eh. My method, income minus
Ayun,
savings
galing mo,
equals
Haruyan.
expenses. Tama, kasi ang dami talagang benefit dito sa income minus savings muna. First, ito yung favorite ko eh. Although, of course, the goal is to be able to save more for your retirement, di ba, have the habit. Pero ako, my favorite thing, honestly, about this is that mas masarap gumastos. Mas masarap na yung kinakain kong french fries. Mas masarap na yung chips. Kasi, I used to do that first, income minus expenses. Pero, let's say Friday na. Tapos, may natira pa akong 30 pesos.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to buy a bag of chips for 10 pesos. I'll do it. I'll be like, okay, sige. I'll end up with 20 pesos savings. Pero if I didn't buy this bag of chips, baka maging 30. So, hindi na masyadong masarap. Hindi masyadong masarap yung experience ko of buying. Pati yung chips, hindi na, masarap pa yan, syempre. Nandiyan pa rin yung MSG. Pero, it could have been better. Could have been a better experience compared to kung 100 pesos, you save 20 pesos na agad. So, by the time it comes Friday, may 10 pesos pa ako sobra, I can spend. Mas masarap na mag-spend kasi alam mo na you already saved. You already did what you had to for the week. You paid yourself first. So now, you can spend on whatever you want to spend.
Okay, sige. Ano pa ang mga pinagsasabi ng ating mga viewers? Yun nga, yung sinabi mo kanina, si Haruyan, alam niya yun. Tapos sabi pa niya, while managing my money matters, nakikinig po ako sa inyo. Tama yun.
Wow.
Yun ang pinakatama. Tama rin, sabi ni Kev, mas
Yun.
masarap gumastos knowing na may
Exactly.
gagastusin ka pa sa susunod na mga araw. Hindi yan nakakakinakabahan ka na, ako, ubusan na naman to. Tawag nga nila doon, one day millionaire.
One day millionaire.
Kahit hindi pa umabot ng milyon, nakagastos na kagad. Sabi ni Pia Valderrama,
Yes.
maganda ang income minus savings kasi alam mong may naitatabi, magagamit mo pag may emergency.
That's right. That's
Tama.
right.
Alam naman natin lahat yun eh. Okay. Ngayon, ito ang usapan. Alam naman natin lahat eh. At saka kung hindi mo alam, pag sinabi ko sa'yo, maiintindihan mo naman eh. Pero, madali bang gawin, Anton?
Actually, kung hindi ka yung mom ko, tas hindi ikaw yung nagbibigay ng allowance ko, honestly, baka hindi, I wouldn't do it as regularly or as diligently. Kasi, at the end of the day, you'd still want to buy now. You still want to, diba? I would say, ito yung danger kung masyado kang carpe diem. Kasi carpe diem means,
Okay, ano
diba,
yan? Kwento
seize
mo
the
yan.
day.
Yes.
Carpe diem, seize the day. There's a very nice movie, Dead Poet Society, where they're talking about how you should really seize the day, make the most out of today, live the day as if it was your last. If you think about it, in your finances, if you were told that today was going to be your last day, chances are, you're gonna buy everything you want to buy. Even if wala ka pa ng pera na yun, credit card mo agad. Diba? There's so many, there's so many interpretations to that. But when you go too far to that carpe diem belief, that's not the reality naman eh. You have to live the most out of today, but you also take care of yourself tomorrow. Because who you are today is also thanks to who you were yesterday. So kung okay ka today, if you like where you are today, you have your yesterday version to thank for that. If you don't really like where you are today, whether that's finances, whether that's relationships, or any other aspect in life, that is a product of what you did yesterday, di ba?
Yun. So, nung sinabi nga natin na kahit naiintindihan mo na, no, hirap na hirap pa rin tayong gawin. And as you said, kung hindi siguro ako yung nanay mo, baka hindi mo rin nagagawa religiously. May solution ba dyan? Ito lang ang gusto kong maintindihan natin para we will have that humility and we will be able to protect ourselves. Kadalasan po, alam naman na natin kung ano yung mga tamang kailangan gawin natin when it comes to money, to our health, to our relationships, to our career. Pero ang laki po talaga ng gap ng knowledge and behavior. So, anong kailangan natin gawin? Kaya nga po, yung FQ Book 2, kaya ako sinulat yan. Para maintindihan natin na, sabi ko nga, diba, bakit gets ko na, pero di ko magawa. Gusto ko, i-wrap nga natin yan, Anton, together. Together now.
Sorry, hindi natin magagawa together yan.
Oo nga, no? Sige,
I'll
say my version and then you follow with your version. Okay?
May, anong version?
Ito. Gayahin mo lang kung ano yung sasabihin ko. Ito yung meme po ng FQ Book 2. Why financial education alone doesn't work. 5, 6, 7, 8. Bakit gets ko na, pero di ko magawa? Bakit gets ko na, pero di ko magawa? Go, Anton!
Bakit gets ko na, pero di ko magawa? Ah, wow. Ginawa mo ba yun, para mag-rhyme talaga? Or nagkataon lang?
Nagkataon. Kasi I was asked by Salve, anong meme daw ng aking book 2? Tapos napaisip ako. Sabi ko, ito. Bakit gets ko na, pero di ko magawa? Siguro one of these days, magpapakontest ako ng pinakamagandang rap na pagsabi nung
tas gawa rin sila ng verse. Gawa sila ng more bars and lines to accompany that.
Sabi ni Kev, emotions and behavior kasi talaga ang labanan. You cannot save money with the wrong mindset. Thank you, user 806, for the halo. And and you're saying hi. Ano ba yung hi? Ano ba yung mga young way of saying hi? So, to continue that conversation, alam na natin, pero di ko magawa. Gets mo na, pero di mo magawa. So, anong gagawin mo? Lagyan mo ng design. So, maybe, Anton, ikwento mo, nung college ka, nung medyo kahit gets mo na, pero di mo magawa ang pay yourself first, what happened?
Kasi when I was college na, iba na rin yung expenses mo eh. Kasi kung grade school ka, you go to school, you study, you play after class or you have a club, then you go home. Pero lagi nasa school ka lang kasi syempre bata ka pa, you can't go out. Pero in college, sa'yo na yung schedule mo, 'di ba? You have the option also to go outside of school in between classes, 'di ba? Go to Katipunan, and you're old enough also to make your own decisions. So may iba-ibang mga opportunities to spend na. So I would well, at least in college, that's really where where you're dating. So, yun talaga yung one of the main biggest gastos talaga eh. Oo. So, since you're in that situation, it's going to be easier to even spend more. It's going to be harder to keep the discipline of paying yourself first. So, yung ginawa natin, we took it a step further pa. If before, I'm given the 100 pesos, and then I physically put the 20 pesos, at least 20%, or, if you want to save more, much better. I had to physically put it inside my box, inside my treasure chest. So what we did, hindi ko na nakuha. So automatic na talaga. I didn't even have to make the decision. So, imagine, let's say, 100 pesos ngayong allowance ko dun. I'm only given 80 pesos because the 20 pesos is automatically deposited and invested. Oh, wait, may isang comment tayo. Coming from PPPP, yeah. I think you have to be authentic to yourself as well. Don't buy things para maging in ka lang. Oh, wow.
True.
That's a deep. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this a
Yeah.
little more. Pero,
Sure.
tapusin muna natin yung kwento na to, ma. So, can you, saan mo nakuha yung idea na yun, man? Let's take it a
Automate.
step
Okay.
further.
Take it a
Na
step
hindi
further.
na, it won't physically go into my hand. Kasi even if it goes to my hand, I still have the option na, sige, what if 40 pesos next week, pero this week hindi ako magsasave? You have the chance pa to do that.
Yeah. Ito po yung tinatawag natin sa behavioral economics na the power of default. Pagka naka-default na yung allowance ni Anton yung minimum 20%, hindi na napupunta sa kanya pero nakakaltas na, dumidiretso na dun sa investment account niya. Tapos siya, hindi na siya kailangan mag-exercise ng, kailangan meron akong willpower, may discipline. Hindi na. Nakaset na for him. So it is now an effortless pay yourself first for Anton. By doing that, at alam naman natin na makabubuti ito sa atin. So yun yung sinasabi ko, let us not always count on that, yung willpower na yan, yung discipline na yan, kasi nauubos din po yan eh. Kung pwede naman nating disenyohin yung buhay natin, natatanggalin mo na kagad yun, kasi alam mo naman na kakailanganin mo yung pagtanda mo, at it is the ito nga yung sinasabi nila na golden rule of personal finance. Para bang, you cannot go to the next day about investing, etc. if you do not save on a religious basis. Yung lagi talaga na automatic. So that's how we automated your saving and
Yes,
investing.
I hope that answers your question. Jacob Riz asking how do you control yourself to not spend sad face nga talaga kasi mahirap nga. As in, even if may habits, the thing is, even naman I think something na it's good to understand is that yes, you can set the structure up, you can set the habits up, but it's not always going to be 100% easy. There's always going to be the temptation. So even if you followed all FQ Mom's advices and you read all the books, diba, that does not guarantee that everything's going to be perfect na financially. You're still going to have to make decisions. Sometimes you're going to have a challenge, but these are what we believe these are the best ways, the best tools and skills and practices so that the decision is going to be easier. Kasi, you were saying we can't rely on willpower. What I like to do is I like to describe it. I like to use an analogy of fitness. I think physical fitness is something that is very relatable, something more concrete. Kasi yung money, a lot of times, diba, ano na lang yun numbers na especially now, diba, everything's online. So, if you see if you buy online, diba, if you see the balances going down online, number lang yun So, it's not as concrete as if you feel yourself really gaining weight or you feel yourself weaker kasi you haven't been taking care of your physical health. The same way how this is my experience. I love to exercise. I would love to be fit, diba? Pero for the longest time, I only worked out when I felt like it. I always thought, sige, you know what? Kaya ko yan 3 times a week. Pero I'll work out Monday. Tapos, paggising ko sa Tuesday, sakit yung katawan ko kasi I worked out Monday. Rest muna ako. Tapos Wednesday, parang pagod pa rin ako. Sige, rest ako. Para I'm sure I have a lot of rest. Come Thursday, I'll get to work out again. So it's becoming you're going to do the action if this happens. If I feel like doing it.
Conditional.
The hardest thing for me, the thing that stopped me from working out the most isn't kung masakit yung katawan ko Yung pinaka-delikado talaga is your tamadness, is your laziness. Yun talaga, I would say, not just for physical fitness, di ba?
Yeah, sa lahat.
Studying. When I was a student pa and I had to study, kahit pagod na ako, kahit inaantok ako, kaya ko pa naman, I can still force it. Pero kung sobrang tinatamad ako, yun yung ano talaga That is the biggest challenge talaga, I would have to say, when it comes to getting yourself to do things. So, instead of kasi if you know that it's already something you have to do, let's say you have to drive to work every day.
Okay.
Kahit tinatamad ka, you're going to do it because it's part of your routine. Because if you're to go to work, you need to drive. You need to go through the traffic. Instead of, sige, I'll just drive kung hindi ako tinatamad. If I feel
Yeah.
inspired, if I feel
Hindi
motivated.
pwede.
Oo. So you have to really make it part of your routine and find ways. Like ako, ginawa ko, I'd work out in the morning. So before I even get to take a bath or eat lunch or anything, I make sure na I work out na in the morning. And the most important thing isn't to have the most intense workout or have yung, wow, ang dami kong reps today or I really felt strong today. The most important part was to do it lang. To just make sure I get myself in the gym. I do my planned workout. And, just take it one day at a time compared to thinking so big na every workout has to be great. Yung importante naman dun kasi is you build the habit.
The habit. Okay, I'm gonna say something more about the habit. Pero gusto ko lang din ma-acknowledge, nagpapadala ng mga halo-halo, sina Marjorie P. Blanca, sina Keb, may mga
Thanks.
questions sila, Marguerite. Oy, baka kilala mo to. Hi, Anton. Sabi niya,
Hello. Nag-hi
Margaret.
tita rin siya.
Oh, hi, tita. Hello
Margaret.
there. Okay, so gusto ko yung sinabi mo yung habit. And, our favorite analogy here is, ano yun? What am I doing?
Brushing your teeth.
Brushing your teeth. Di po ba, since alam naman nating lahat na proven na kailangan talaga tayong magsipilyo, ginagawa
Kahit
na
tinatamad
natin
ako sometimes.
yun. Oo, di ba? So, yan yung gustong-gusto kong analogy. In fact, I wrote it in the website nga na we want to make saving and investing as regular as brushing your teeth. Kasi, ganito di ba, sa umaga, kailangan talaga magsipilyo, di ba? Hindi mo na iniisip, magsisipilyo ba ako ngayon o hindi? Magtutoothbrush ba ako ngayon? Makakabuti ba sa akin ngayon to? Narana tayong palusot, toothbrush na kagad. In the same way, we know that we all need to save and invest on a regular basis. So wala na pong tanong-tanong yan. At saka ito nga yung gusto ko Kasi right now, parang marami pa rin yung nagjo-joke around niyan na, ay ako, wala akong alam dyan. Ay, mahina ako dyan sa mga saving and investing yan. Wala ako dyan. Gusto ko pagdating ng araw, lalo na yung mga na-racing Pinoy boys na dyan and girls, na race na to have high FQ, wala na magsasabi niyan because it will be tantamount para ka nang nagsabi ng, ay ako, hindi ako nagtutoothbrush.
Yes.
Diba?
You have to change that mindset. Kasi, but then, I would also understand people kasi who hindi pa nag-aalam yung mga basic laws of money and everything. It's the easier way. It's the easier thing to do. You say, hindi ko yan alam. Kasi, you have to learn it. You have to... It might seem intimidating, pero you have just a few basic laws. You just have to understand it. And it's really going to be for your own good naman Kasi, you know what? This is something else May nagsabi, sabi ni Keb, mga Google, Facebook Analytics, they know what you want to buy. So, it-attempt ka talaga to buy. And I actually had my mom on my podcast, on my recent episode the other week on the Anton on One podcast. Where we talked about, of course, money spending and how payas pa nga yung suot ko ngayon
Hindi ka nag-miss.
Bago gaban na to. It's becoming so easy to spend. You can connect, you can buy online. I can buy things from my room. I don't need to leave. It's gonna be delivered in a day or two. It's becoming so easy to spend. And you see ads. If you search... I remember one day before we got a dog, diba? I was searching dogs. Next days, I was getting dog ads. Pati si Enrique, who's getting dog ads na. The analytics are so good to know what are you thinking about, what are you thinking of buying. Let me show you a lot of ads. So in the same way, how it's becoming easier and easier to spend, I think it's very important that we also make it easier for us to save, for us to invest. We have to put that because the big companies are doing everything they can to make it easier for us to spend, to entice us to spend even more. So, I think it's up to us naman, tayong mga consumers, to find those ways on how it becomes easier to save and invest also. Diba?
May nagtatanong sa'yo, si Corn71981,
Yes.
ilang taong ka nag-start to invest,
Oo,
Anton?
ilan nga.
Straight out of their diaper kasi ang nangyari.
Oo nga eh. Pero I would say na, although I have been investing since I was born, it was you guys were the ones who were making me invest. I would say probably grade school, grade 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So that was, how old was I?
7 years
Eight,
old.
7, 8 years old. Yeah. Even if naman we say na I was since I was born, I had to I counted mga 8 years old and I knew naman what was going on, what was happening.
Yes.
Oo. Kasi it's the same way how when you started dressing up and wearing clothes since you were born, pero hindi ka naman nag-isip ng outfit mo. Hindi ka naman,
Yeah.
di ba? Hindi naman ikaw yung the one making the decisions for that. So the same way, I think yung mga 7, 8 years old. But when I say that I was investing, I wasn't a trader. I wasn't studying the stock market. Here, this is another what's that word? Yung mga barrier, but misconception that sometimes that I want to clear out na you don't need to be an expert on stocks.
Yes.
You don't need to study and know all the stocks in the Philippine stock market or who owns it or 'di ba? What all those graphs mean and everything. You don't need to, if you want to trade, if you want to advise people in the stock market, if you want to do stock picking, all those things, yes, you need to study it. But me, I am the passive investor. I just have the habit of investing in the stock market. I don't, even up to this day, even if I have almost 20 years in the stock market, I would say if you ask me about what are the top 10 stocks right now, I can give you a guess, but I don't study it. And that for me, that's the beauty of it also. Na you can benefit from it and you have to focus on what you like doing on your job. And then you just have that habit. You don't need to spend so much time and a lot of effort to really specifically know and study the day-to-day changes of the stocks.
For as long as you are investing in equity index fund. Because, ibig sabihin po nun, yung top 30 corporations doon na, parang sinala na ng sistema para sa inyo. Kaya nga, alam mo, kung minsan nga ang hilig ng mga tao, gusto nila ng hot tip. Kasi mas exciting yon. So,
okay. Sorry,
kahit
hot
na
tip
naman-
meaning madali lang gawin?
Hot tip, anong stock ang bibilin ko ngayon? O ano ba tayo dyan? Dito ba tayo dyan? Or kung ano-ano pa dyan, yung mga gusto nilang chupita, no? So when Anton was saying na you don't have to study, you don't have to know how to read balance sheets and all, that is available for everyone. Na papasok lang po kayo sa equity index fund. Kasi yun na po, automatically, yung top 30 corporations in the Philippine Stock Exchange. Kaya kung wala naman po kayong training, oras para magbasa ng mga balance sheet at intindihin, dito na po kayo sa equity index. At ang good news is, over the years, tinatalo pa niya yung return na nakukuha natin sa equity index fund. Tinatalo niya yung kadamihan ng...
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kadamihan ng actively managed funds. Salamat sa mga halo-halo like Lynn Renata Blate, Jory Val Moren. Ay, hirap na ako magbasa ng dikit-dikit. Basta si Jory. Tapos...
naka 900 viewers na tayo.
Oo nga! Wala pa ba tayo? Hindi pa tayo makakasayaw. Dapat pa at least 1,000.
Road to 1K. Oh, I wanna read some comments and here, quickly lang. Haruyan saying, sana all mastered na ang finances sa age mo, Anton. Again, like I'm saying, I'm not a master of finances. That's the beauty rin eh. You don't need to be a master of it to be able to have good habits. Oh, ito sabi ni PPPB, start with a small goal. An example, maybe start with 100 pesos, then increase it as time goes on. This is why nga it's good to start in grade school na magigit-git pa before, so that by the time you have if you're employed, by the time you have your salary, or if you do freelance, each time you get paid for each project that you do, hindi ka na masyadong intimidated. Siyempre ako, if I earn big, siyempre hindi naman ako parang, I'm so used to money na, I'm used to whatever. Siyempre ako parang, oh wow, ang laki nakita ko this month. So I have to be aware pa rin of that.
Sabi ni sa Facebook naman, gusto kong basahin, sabi ni Nancy Jane, pansin ko lang po, Miss Rose, happy family po kayo sa mga posts mo sa social media. Siguro po kasi you and your family are financially secure po. Di kayo kayo po model ko for this newfound love called financial journey of mine. Salamat, Jane, pero syempre, may mga problema, challenges din kami, ha.
Yes.
Hindi ko na siguro masyadong pinopost kasi ayoko na kayong
Yeah.
i-burden.
Also,
yung
sorry, go on. Go ahead.
So, yung mga ipopost ko, yung kung saan kayo pwedeng matuto. So, if there is a challenge also that is worth sharing, yun, ipopost ko rin. Pero hindi rin kasi namin ugali yung nagra-rant. Kasi, di ba, parang hindi naman masyadong useful yun.
Yeah.
So, sana nga. And I really want to be involved in your financial journey. So, come on, basa lang ng basa. I do have a weekly article on philstar.com and fqmom.com. Tapos, syempre, kaya maganda rin yung iba. They would also follow me sa Instagram, sa Facebook, kasi makikita mo rin yung mga maliliit na FQ lessons, mga money lessons with FQ Mom and the entire family dun sa mga everyday things na nangyayari.
Yeah. I want to add lang to what Nancy was saying na parang mukhang happy nga tayo sa social media. Syempre, kasi yung nga, lagi kami, well, growing up kami ng mga kapatid ko, Enrique and Marty, although buti na nag-guested na now, we would fight a lot every day. Just like every, naman Pero hindi naman ako magpo-post. Kung mag-away kami ni Kuya Marty or something, po-post ako na, this is my brother who I'm annoyed at the moment. Di naman, I think that's a given naman na lahat naman ng pamilya, lahat naman ng relationship, di ba?
Yeah.
Mukhang masaya naman palagi. There's something that sabi ni Keb, I think that's also one problem. People want to master first before investing. One thing that I quickly lang, again, this is another good topic for another time. There's this idea that you need to time the market. You have to look for the best. If you look at the history of how well, let's just talk about one stock, for example. Let's say the price was 100 pesos today, but last week it was 80 pesos. But the week before that, it was 90 pesos. So you're thinking, oh, it would have been best if I bought it when it was 80 pesos. So it was the lowest. The thing is, you shouldn't focus on timing the market, but, Ma, you know this?
Yes, you should focus on your time in the market. Gaano katagal
in the
ka
market.
na ba? Oo.
You don't wait for if I mastered it na and everything, diba? Like, I'll use another analogy, basketball. You're not gonna study the film and watch entire basketball games before you try to get a ball and shoot it. Kahit hindi ka marunong, you shoot the basketball and then you just eventually get better the more shots you make, the more shots you take, and the more time you spend actually practicing it. Yun. Sabi ni Corn, yes, tama po. Thank you, Corn.
Aruyan, salamat sa mga halo-halo.
Mm-hmm.
Oo, kasi alam mo, tama rin naman because people would always warn, wag mong pasukin hanggat hindi mo naintindihan, di ba? So, pero yung pag-intindi mo, depende kung anong klaseng participation ang gagawin mo. That's why we would always say, kasi sayang po dyan po talaga ang pinakamataas na return in the long term. Kaya mag-equity index na lang kayo. Tapos siguro habang natututunan mo yon, kung gusto mo pa rin kiligin ka, doon ka na mag-umpisa na kumuha rin ng mga stocks, pero make it a very small portion of your portfolio. There are very, very few people who can really master trading. Sobrang konti. At kadalasan, itong mga kakilala ko personally who are really doing so well doing their active trading, they own the stock brokerage where they trade. So, yung commission, kanila na pupunta. Kasi ang dami kong cost of going in and out the market May meron kang mga commission, may mga taxes, mga ganon.
Okay. Ma, I feel like let's do a quick review muna of this lesson that we're having for today. So again, the first basic law of money, especially to those who just tuned in now, kakabukas lang nila. Oh, sabi ni Corn, totoo po, super need mo mag-aral if you want to be an active trader. That's right. If you want to be an active trader. But if you don't want like me, hindi naman ako active trader, you just have to know the basics of it and then it's going to help. You're going to get the benefits as well. So can we go back, Direct Sharon, can we show the slide of the first basic law of money in case that there's someone who's about to go on their lunch break? Thank you for joining us. Baka they want to know, ano ba tong I wasn't here a while ago. What is this first basic law of money?
May lag.
May anticipation. What
And
is the first
basic law
to everybody
of
watching
money
us, what is the first basic law of money?
Type nyo na.
Again, quick review
Ayan.
on the Knowledge Channel. Boom, the first basic law of money. Ma, take it away.
Pay yourself first. May Tagalog version tayo niyan, actually. Sarili muna ang unang bayaran. Unahin ang pagtabi ng pera bago kung ano-anong gastos ang gagawin. Because this is the only way that we will be able to set aside something considerable and enough for us to live by when we reach our retirement years. Yun
That's
po.
right.
Di pwede yung
That's right.
tira-tira lang. Di pwede. Di pwedeng tira-tira lang. Cannot be talaga.
So when we say pay yourself first, you are paying yourself, you are paying your future self. Even if you think na, oh, I earned 100 pesos a day, pero I'm only going to get to spend 50 pesos of it. Ay, nawala na ako ng 50 pesos. No, actually, nagkaroon ka ng 50 pesos because you saved it for yourself and you're going to invest it and you're going to invest in your future and you will pay yourself. Yan.
Oo, ano yan eh. Para bang, inano mo lang, pinospone mo lang yung shopping mo. Parang ganon.
Oo. And you're, again, like I was saying, the person you are today is thanks to the person you were yesterday. So I'm sure, ito very random, lapit na to 982 viewers na. Very
Konti na lang.
random thing I
Sabi
like to
ulit
do
si Anton.
sometimes. Before when I would hang out in my friends, nung okay pa to hang out in friends' houses, we would play video games in his room upstairs. And then before I leave, bababa ako. What I do is, I fill up a cold glass of water, near the door and then go upstairs na and play. And then before I leave, I'm gonna see the glass of water and I'm gonna say, thank you, past Anton. Because every time I fill up that glass of water, sabi ko, future Anton is going to thank me. So it's in the same way. Yun yung aking pay yourself first in terms na that's how I apply it. And the other things in life also, that your future self is going to thank you for the little extra things that you do for yourself today.
Parang ito pa, may isa pang maganda. Sinabi kasi ni Martin ito dati, no, nakikipagkwentuhan siya sa mga kaibigan niya. They would always say, oh, I'm so guilty ang gastos-gastos ko. So sabi niya, alam nyo, if you pay yourself first, pero I think he didn't naman use that term, pay yourself first. If you automate your saving and investing, you can now spend the rest guiltlessly. Ay, sobrang bongga para sa akin yung insight na yun. Di ba?
Yes.
So, kung gusto nyo na
Masarap
gano'n.
mo gumastos eh. And speaking of masarap, masarap ang pakiramdam na tayo ay nag 1,000 viewers!
Woohoo! Okay, 1, 2, 3, go, Anton. Taran, taran, tarararararan,
Naging
tarararan.
ibang movie na to. Yay! Thank you very much. 1,000
thank you.
viewers. Okay, keep them coming. And thank you
okay.
for yung nga, lapit na tayo matapos, but then there are we're thank you Haruyan sending the Carlito claps. I hope you guys there are dancing with us, celebrating with us.
Yeah, oo nga pala. Dapat
For my
next time
first-
sabay-sabay tayo.
For my first session here with you on the FQ Mom and Son show. Naka 1,000 viewers din tayo. Thank you very much. But Ma, we have, although magapit na tayo matapos, we're only until 12 o'clock. There is
Yes.
something very exciting coming up.
Yes. So ngayon, gusto ko, next Thursday, punta kayo. Mas special po yan. Mas bonggang susuot namin kasi something's gonna happen next Thursday. We will have our own version here of the launch. We will have a Kumu version of the launch of
Yes.
FQ Book 2, the
I have it here, I have
2-in-1
it here.
book. Yes. Kasi maganda yan. Magkakaroon tayo ng mga papremyo. So, kumbidahin nyo na inyong mga family and friends and other loved ones. At merong kaninang nagtanong okay po ba, safe po ba sa COL? Sabi niya, malalaman mo next Thursday kasi they will be our sponsor for our book launch.
Yay!
Pwede kayong malaman ng mga prize. Magsabi nyo na.
Can they win books?
Sige! Go!
Sige! Sorry, Ma. I didn't know if you were planning to
Nasubo
put you
ako
on the spot.
Sige!
Oo nga, di ba? So, okay again, this is the second book in the FQ book series. Here, it's two sides. So, as in, ganyan,
Dun.
It's a very, even if it looks like a really thick book, from my personal experience, again, I'm not saying this because I'm the son of the FU mom, but as someone who's not an expert and who doesn't study the stocks and everything, I totally understood this book. It's not so intimidating. Hindi siya, even if it's a very complex idea, very highfalutin. Very, there are times that if you, man, if you read some of those, if you read some of those words, ano ibig sabihin nito? No, but this book breaks it down and makes it understandable. Sabi ni Keb, I finished the first and second book. Highly recommended. Asha, I love this book. I read both of her books in 2 days. Wow, okay, tago mo ako, Asha. Ako 1 week. Kasi,
Sabi ni
but 1 week ako.
Jacob Riz, how to get the book po online. Yes, it's available on Shopee, Lazada, and if you want it autographed by me, fqmom.com, click books. Sabi ni Nancy Jane, I have that book already. And of course, si Kevin, meron na rin siya. So sana all, sama all.
Sana all, sama all. Sabi nga ni Shawi, visit fqmom.com.
And click books. Yun.
Yan.
Dalawa magiging launch. Meron na po kaming launch bukas. Makikita niyo yan sa FQ Mom Live at saka ABS-CBN Books FB page na live. Kung gusto niyo po, meron pang slots, click niyo, punta kayo sa fqmom.com page, makikita niyo paano mag-register. Pero, meron tayong sarili dito sa Kumu. Meron tayong Kumu Party on the book. Tapos meron din tayong pa-premyo. So, sana nandito kayo next.
So again, it's gonna be next Thursday. So we have the book launch.
Yes.
Your book launch happening tomorrow.
Oo. Tsaka syempre mag-uusap pa rin tayo tungkol sa mga money lessons with FQ Mom and Sons and maybe FQ Dad.
So next week, Ma, the one that we're gonna have here special in Kumu, Corin's asking in what time. It's exactly the same schedule here.
Exactly the same time.
So for those who have been joining us from week 1, just continue this Thursday habit. There's a chance na you're going to win prizes. So it's not just lessons that we are giving away, di man? We're also prizes that we're going to be giving away.
Anton, nakalimutan natin tanungin kasi the reason why I want you guys to come here before 11, lalo na yung mga hindi pa kumukuha, may ginalagay po kami exercise doon, which is the FQ test. Maganda kasi, lalalaman mo, nasa na ba ako ngayon? That's the only way you can reach your goal, di ba? You know where you are, so alam niyo kung ano pa yung distance to travel. Dapat, kukunin nyo yung FQ test. So you know where you are in terms of your money knowledge and your money behavior. Okay, sabi ni Nancy Jade, yes, and my book is autographed by Miss Rose. Yep.
Wow. Okay,
sabi ni Kevin, the
ahead.
FQ books improve your limbic system. Sure that. Salamat, Kev, sa pag-anyaya mo sa kanila to follow FQ Mom on Facebook, YouTube, and fqmom.com. Makikita nyo si Kevin doon sa website. Hanapin nyo i-screenshot nyo, so dala nyo sa akin kung saan nyo siya makikita. So how much is the book po? I think we already answered that. This 2-in-1 book is 680 pesos. And it's gonna be worth each peso that you spend for it. Yon ang masasabi ko. Ano ba mga tips mo tungkol sa pay yourself first before we wrap things up?
Yun. Again, just the same thing, no? You have to automate it and find ways. Kasi we can't rely on our willpower. We can't rely on when I feel like it. The same way as I'm not gonna exercise kung trip ko lang, kung di ako tinatamad. You have to automate it. Find ways. And paying yourself first, how we do it is income minus savings equals expenses. Okay, so I think we're almost... That's...
Yep.
Almost all the time we have for today.
2 minutes. We only have 2 minutes left, and I'd like to leave you with this message. Napakahalaga po talaga na picture daw tayo. Paano yun? Anong gagawin?
Just
smile. Okay. Natutunan ko sa inyo to. Ching! Okay, napakahalaga po, and sana gawin niyo po itong isang habit. Make this your Thursday habit, ang ating Thursday. Lagi tayong magkita-kita dito. Importante po talaga na natututunan natin ang mga bagay-bagay tungkol sa pera. At because of our time, it's because it's before lunch, di ba? Napakaganda na busog ang ating mga bulsa para ready tayo busugin ang ating mga tiyan pagdating ng lunch. Salamat sa halo-halo, Justinia Morrow 8, Jackie Jacob Riz. Maraming salamat. Magkita-kita po tayo ulit dito sa
Season. Sa Season channel, sa Knowledge channel, here on Kumu, also on Facebook.
Yes, dito sa nagkagulo na tuloy. Dito sa Money Lessons with FQ Mom.
FQ Mom and Sons. Yan. So you can follow me also at Doremi
Oh, yes,
Fausto.
please, go on.
And my podcast, Anton on One Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Every Thursday yan, may mga episodes. We have a new one also coming later. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you learned today and have a great lunch. At pati ako, nagugutom na ako with all the discussions that we had today. Thank you! Woo!